All right, our final video for this week, we're going to do triceps and abs. For the triceps, we're going to do the same sequence that we were doing for the other muscle groups this week. We're going to do 3 sets, 12 reps, 10 reps, and 8 reps with a 30-second break in between, and then followed by a back off set. So we're going to start with tricep overhead press. So pick a weight that you, and make sure you're warmed up, and then pick a weight that you can do 12 reps with. And then go ahead and get the other weights ready, the back off set weights. They're going to be lighter, that you're going to do 20 reps with, or failure. All right, so starting with, you're going to lay on your mat, 1 weight in each hand, or if you like using only 1 weight for these, you can do that. So we're going to start with 12 reps. Your elbows are going to point toward the ceiling. Then you're going to go down, bending and straightening the arm 12 times. You want to keep your wrist strong and straight on these, so make sure that you're not bending your wrist side to side as you extend the arm. You want to try to get a full bend at the bottom. We have 2 more. And last one, 12. So then we're going to take a little 30-second break, and then we'll go to our 10 reps. Now you want to pick a weight that you can do with good form, but that by the end of the 12 reps or the 10 reps, you really are feeling it, and you wouldn't be able to do too many more reps than that. So now we're going to go to our 10 reps. You want to have your elbows straight toward the ceiling. We have 2 more. Good. And then you're going to come down and rest. Now, one way when you're doing these, if you've got a weight that's not quite heavy enough, but you don't really want to go up in weight again, one way to make it a little bit harder is just to bring your arms back a little bit and then do the tricep press. Then gravity's pulling a little bit harder. It makes it just a little bit harder without having to increase your weight. All right, so our last set is going to be 8 reps, and then we're going to follow immediately with our back off set. So have those weights ready. All right, last one, 8 reps. And that's 8. So come down. We're not going to take a rest. Just grab your other weights. We're going to keep the same speed. So remember, you have to work real hard not to speed up. And this is going to be your failure set. So you stop when your form goes, or when you get tired, or when you get to 20, whichever one comes first. have 2 more. And 20. All right. So we've got another set of triceps. We're going to do a different exercise. This one's going to be a cross body extension. So you're just going to need one weight, and it looks like this. So you want to get one weight that you can do 12 reps with, and then another weight that you're going to use as your back off set. And you only need one of each because we're going to switch arms. Now, usually a cross-body tricep exercise is going to be a little lighter than what you would use for the overhead press that we just did. Usually going across the body is going to be a little harder. You're probably going to have to go a little lighter. All right, so on this one, we're not really going to worry about the 30 seconds rest. We're just going to keep switching arms. So let's start with one arm. Now, the weight goes right above your shoulder, so straight out from your shoulder, not above and not below, just kind of straight out, so it kind of keeps the shoulder out of it. And then I like to put the other hand right here over your bicep to keep the arm straight. And then you're going to bend and aim the weight toward the opposite shoulder. Bend it all the way and then straighten it. So we've got 12 of these. You want to definitely keep the weight away from your face when you're doing these. And then the other thing about the wrist that I was talking about earlier, you want to keep the wrist strong and straight. So this is a good one. You can really watch that. If your wrist is wagging side to side like that, it's taken away from the tricep work. Plus, it's putting some pressure on your wrist that doesn't need to be there. So really try to keep that nice and straight. We got one more. Good. And then we're going to take the weight down, switch to the other hand. Make sure you've got it under control, and we're going to repeat it. Now the palm is going to face that way towards your feet, and I'm bringing the head of the dumbbell to the opposite shoulder. We have 2 more, and 12. Good. Little break, not too long, and we're going to go right to our 10 reps. So other arm, get that other hand up there to help stabilize, and then you're going to bring it to the opposite shoulder. 10 reps. Here's 9, one more, 10. Take the weight down, switch hands. All right, one final set for 8 reps, and then we've got the lighter weight ready to go. That's 8. Now we're going to switch hands. Seven, one more, and 8. All right. We're going to immediately go to that lighter weight. Start with the right arm. Remember to go nice and slow. Now with triceps, you might be going along pretty good, and then all of a sudden, you just can't even do another one. Failure hits very suddenly with the triceps muscles. So when you feel that happening, don't try to push it, just stop. All right, one more for 20, and then I'm going to go to the other arm. And you might find that one arm makes it, one arm maybe does less reps. All right, I have 5 more to get to 20. Last one. All right. So we've got one more exercise for the triceps. And it's going to be tricep presses, which is laying down on the mat with your elbows close to your ribs and pressing the weight up. So you'll need 2 of the heavier weights for your 12 and 10 and 8 reps, and then 2 lighter for your back off set. All right, we're going to start with the tricep presses, 12 reps. So with the tricep press, you're going to keep your elbows close to your side, your palms face each other, and you're going to push the weight up straight above the shoulder. And think about really extending the arms at the top of the movement, squeezing the triceps. A lot of times when you're doing this one, you'll feel it in the shoulders. And what you want to really try to concentrate on is getting that weight right above the shoulders so you're not working them, and squeezing the back of the arm, extending the arm straight, locking in the elbow so that you're engaging the triceps. Okay, we have one more. All right, and then we're going to take a 30-second break. All right, then we've got our 10 reps. Now, all the exercises in this section have been one weight in each hand. If you wanted to do that first one with one weight instead of 2, it's a nice little change up, kind of works it a little differently. So here we go with our 10 reps. Remember to push the arms up straight, lock in the elbow at the top, squeeze the back of your arm. One more, 10. All right, and take our rest. By the third set, just like with the other muscles that we did, you should be starting to fatigue, so if you can't get to all the reps, that's fine. All right, then we're going to do our 10 reps. and 10. Come down and rest.
This Fit to a Core video has been brought to you by
Getting ready for our final set before our back off set. All right, and here's our 8 reps. And 8. Good. All right, come up, grab your lighter weights. And we've got our failure set. Same rules apply, so you're going to go nice and slow. Squeeze the weights right up above your shoulders. Squeeze the back of your arms. We have 5 more to reach 20. One more. 20. All right. Triceps are done. So let's give them a quick stretch. And then we're going to move into our final exercise for this whole week, and that's going to be abs. So you won't need any weights for the ab workout. It's going to be a progression. There's going to be 5 exercises in each round. Each one is going to get a little harder. So when you come to one that's too difficult, then you would just back off to the one that was right before that, because each one is going to be a little bit of a progression. So we're going to be on the timer for that. All right, so we're going to start on our back. Your feet are going to be down about hip width apart. Your hands are going to be behind your head, just gently supporting it. So you never want to pull on your head. You want to just let your head relax into your hands. Your elbows are going to be wide. You're going to exhale and crunch head and shoulders off the mat as high as you can go with good, smooth, controlled movements. So you exhale as you come up and lower with control. And we're just going to keep this nice, slow pace. Each one of these is going to be about 25 seconds long. Now we're going to continue, but we're going to take the legs over to the left. Both knees are going to go to the left, and you're going to continue to come straight up. So you want to keep your chin away from your chest. In other words, you don't want to be rounding like this. You want to keep that neck in good alignment. Keep it nice and straight so that when you pull up, you're pulling from the abs. Now you're going to lift the feet up and continue the crunch. Now if this is too much, try putting the bottom leg down and keeping the top leg up. If that's still too much, then go back to the one before where you have both feet down and you're crunching. Good. Now we're going to keep that same movement going, but this time we're going to add an arm. Your feet are up, you're crunching the upper body, and you're reaching your arm toward the outside of your ankle. Remember, you can put the bottom leg down if you need to, or go back to the movement before this. Now we're going to bring the hand to the ankle, straighten the legs, bend the legs, and come back down. So it's crunch, straighten, bend, and down. Good. All right, now we're going to start that on the other side. So start with that crunch. Remember to exhale on the up. Now you're going to put both knees to the right, and we're going to continue that crunch straight up. You're lifting your head straight toward the ceiling, kind of like you're trying to touch your face to the roof. And you're keeping the elbows wide. Nice smooth movement both directions, up and down. Now you're going to lift the feet and continue that nice smooth crunch. Exhale on the up. Good. Then we're going to add the arm. Everything stays the same unless you need to put a foot down, or you can leave your head and shoulders down for a little bit and just rest. Now we're going to add that leg straightening. Crunch, straighten, bend, and come down. Crunch, straighten, bend, and come down. Your knees are still going to point to the right, so we're still working the left side, the left obliques. Good. Now put your legs down. We're going to take a little break. So we've got another round. This round's going to be upper abs. All right, so we're going to start this round again with that same crunch. You're going to keep the hands behind the head, lift and lower with good control. Now we're going to take the right leg, and as we crunch up, you're going to bring the right leg up and down. Now you want to keep the knee bent at 90 degrees, so you're making the movement happen from the hip, working the lower abs and the upper abs at the same time. So it's a nice, smooth movement. Only come as high as you can control. Now we're going to switch to the other leg. The upper body stays the same. You can always keep your head and shoulders down for a couple of moves if you need to take a little rest, and just keep the leg going. Now we're going to alternate legs. Same movement. We're going to alternate legs. Remember to keep your chin away from your chest. Your elbows are open wide. You're pulling up from the abs. If you're feeling this in your neck, first stop and take a break. But when you start back again, think about squeezing from the abs. Now we're going to lift both legs. Nice and slow. You might have to slow this down from your speed that you had. Both legs and the upper body. Remember, if this is too much, go back to one leg at a time. And it's a gentle toe touch down. Good. Then we're going to do one more time, alternating legs. Good. Then come down and rest. The next round is going to be lower abs. All right, so on this next one, we're going to target the lower abs on this round. So you can have your head and shoulders up the whole time, or you can bring them down. So we're going to start with the legs up, and we're going to take the legs down and up nice and slowly. Now, when you're doing these movements, you want to make sure that your lower back is not arching off the floor. You've got your natural curve back there. Now, if you want to lift your head and shoulders to make it a little harder, or you can straighten your legs. The lower you go, the harder it is. So stay up high if you need to. Keep it nice and slow and controlled. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have, at the top of the movement, we're going to open and close. So go down as far as you can with good control. Come back up, open and close. Now we're going to add 2 pumps. So down as far as you can, up, and we're going to pump it twice, and then close and start over. Down as far as you can. Now if you need to modify, you're going to bend the legs and do the same thing. 2 pumps. Or you can keep higher with your legs straight. All right, now what we're going to do is pick the level that your legs are going to go, a level that you can control, and then you're going to add a scissors. So you're crisscrossing the legs nice and slowly. Higher is going to be a little easier, lower is going to be a little harder, and you're keeping that nice slow scissors. Now the last one for this round is we're going to keep that scissors going, and we're going to move the legs up and down, nice and slowly. Good, then you're going to come down and rest. Nice job. All right, the last round that we're going to do is going to be a plank series. So you're going to come over to hands and knees or hands and toes, whatever you can do. I'll show both. So the first one is going to be a plank, holding a plank. So if you're on your knees, you've got your hips tucked in, you've got your core nice and tight. You can have your toes down or up, whatever you prefer, and you're squeezing everything. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your lats, squeeze your legs together. Now, if you're on your toes, it's going to look like this. You should be squeezing the muscles so hard that they're shaking. And we're going to hold this for just a few more seconds. All right, then we're going to go to a side plank. So you're going to come to the side, start with your bottom leg down, get that position. When you've got that, you can hold it here. You should feel it working right there, or you can bring that bottom leg up. Now, if this makes you rotate in order to hold the position, you need to put the leg back down. Make sure you're working right here on the side. And we're just going to hold that plank. Good. Then we're going to come back to the middle, lay down and do Superman. So you're on your belly. You're going to put your hands under your chin to start, and you're going to lift and lower nice and controlled. Keeping your legs straight. Make sure that you're lifting with control both ways. Then we're going to go to the other side and do that side plank. So remember your options. Bottom leg down, make sure that you've got it. Or you can do both legs up. And you're just holding that nice and steady. Everything's nice and tight. Good, and then the last one, you're going to come back, hands and knees. Bird dog is going to be opposite arm and leg. alternating, keeping your back nice and straight. If you had a glass of water on your back, it wouldn't spill. You're not rotating the hips. Your back is nice and straight. It's not curved. You're pulling your abs in towards your spine. We're going to finish that out one more, and then we're going to do that all those one more time, starting with your plank, on your knees or on your toes, squeezing everything really tightly. Then we're going to go to the side, your side plank. Pick which one that you can do with good form. Make sure you're totally sideways to the mat and you're feeling it on the bottom side. Squeeze your glutes, push your legs together, push up through your shoulder. You want to have your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Then we're going to come to the front, lay down on your belly and do Superman. So the hands can be under the chin or out, and you're going to lift and lower. Then we've got the other side plank, elbow right under the shoulder, bottom leg down if you need to. Nice and tight. Lift your body up out of your arm. All right, and then the last one is bird dog. Hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Opposite arm and hand, nice and tight. Think about pushing your heel toward the back, pushing your hand toward the front, like you're stretching both directions. Keeping your back stable and straight. All right, good, and we're done.